It's time for the Nebraska Volleyball Coaches Show.
Serve to Harper, guides the Bergen, long shoot set. Rebecca Alec, kaboom! Big jump serve by Garcia. Nice pass, Alexa Rodriguez, centers up by Bergen Riley. She fooled everybody in Lancaster County. Bump set outside, and there's Garcia tipping off the block. Punch in the air beautifully by Alexa Rodriguez. Left side swing. Merritt Beeson block back covered. Again, Merritt left pin. Cross court. Kaboom! House at the net. Here come the Hawkeyes. Bumped over to the left. Gabby Jerry tipping. Great pancake. Bring out the spatula. Kennedy left side tip shot off the blocking out. Taylor Landfair. That's volleyball 16-6.
Now, here's your host, Matt Coatney.
And welcome to the Nebraska Volleyball Show on a Thursday night. And believe me, I'm not John Baylor, but you probably figured that out already. My name is Matt Coatney, and I am delighted to be with you here today. And we will be taking your calls and your texts to talk Husker volleyball over the next hour at 402-413-2400. Coach John Cook will be joining us in just a little bit, and we'll be happy to take your calls and your text to talk to Coach Cook. And what a great time to be a Husker volleyball fan. The Huskers, the number 2 ranked team in the country, on an 11-match win streak right now, and they've got 2 matches coming up this weekend. Friday night, they take on number 10 Purdue at Devaney, and then they'll take on the Rutgers Scarlet Knights on Saturday in the Think Pink Night to raise awareness for breast cancer survivors. That will be on Saturday night. John Baylor and Lauren Cook West will have that information. I am so excited. I don't normally get to set in on this show, and so I'm very excited to talk Husker volleyball. And again, the text line is 402-413-2400. We'll also take your calls tonight for Coach Cook, who will be with us in just a few moments. I think the great thing about me filling in tonight on this is I'm a lot like you. I'm not with the team all the time, so I'm kind of sitting in the stands watching them from afar and trying to judge exactly what I think. And I've got some questions for Coach Cook that I'd really like to know. Like, one of the things, I listen to, like you, hopefully, a lot of John Baylor and Lauren Cook West commentary, and the things they talk about sometimes. Lauren's always like, well, why don't we set the middle more? Some of those things I want to talk to Coach Cook. Here's Coach Cook. How you doing, buddy? Haven't seen you in a while.
How's it going?
Good. John Cook is going to be joining us. Did anybody tell you I was filling in tonight?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Wow. Huh? We're on right now.
Oh, we are? Oh,
yeah,
okay.
So welcome to it. Well,
Usually JB talks for 20 minutes.
Is that right?
Yeah. So
I got a face made to be on the radio, so I think people would prefer listening to you. I was just saying, tonight's show is going to be fun because I think, like most of Husker Nation, I'm just a fan. I watch all your games. I listen to JB and your daughter Lauren, who I love working with, by the way. And so I have a lot of questions. I think probably more from somebody sitting in the cheap seats, and hopefully that you'll be happy to talk about it. Greg Sharpe told me you get a lot of texts when you're on this show. So we'll deal with those.
that's because I'm a TikTok star now.
Okay? Here's what I want to know. Do you think that you're the biggest TikTok star in Nebraska right now? Because you're up there.
I have no idea.
You have no idea.
No
Okay.
idea. I don't know how to. You can't even get on TikTok. They do all that. They just stole my phone a minute ago. So who the heck knows what it's? I was over there eating. Next thing I know, my phone's gone.
It's gone, huh?
Yeah. So
that may not be a bad thing.
Yeah. So they do it all. I don't know. They tell me how many. You got 100,000 this, 500,000 this. I have no idea. So
I'm happy for you. I wish I had your following on TikTok. Maybe I need to do more on TikTok. I don't know. How are you, though? Are you doing all right?
Yeah, we're doing good.
Yeah, we were all worried about you a couple.
Week 3.
What's that?
Week 3 of the Big Ten, man.
Yeah, okay.
This was getting fun.
Yeah, so I was going to ask you about this.
Yeah.
In basketball, I got to think they're very parallel. You get to the middle of the season, and you're probably right in the middle of the schedule right now.
Yeah, we're about halfway through.
About halfway through, right? And Jeff Grease and I always say the Big Ten is a meat grinder. You get in the meat grinder. And I looked at it, and I'm like, okay, you got a match Friday night against a top 10 team, and you turn right around and play another Big Ten team Saturday, and then you go on the road the next week for 2 road matches back-to-back, and then you come home for a back-to-back. And I'm thinking, oh, I've been there.
Yeah.
That's a meat grinder. I mean, that's tough on the old sportscaster. Now, on the coach, on the team, that's a completely different story. So are you in the meat grinder right now of this thing?
Yeah, we're in the meat grinder because if you look at the Big Ten schedule, we had 5 back-to-backs. Some schools have 0 in this new scheduling format. So
wow.
It's hard to play back-to-back. We're the only sport that, baseball will play back-to-back, softball will, but volleyball we also do, but we also play a different team. Baseball, you're playing the same team.
A series, yeah.
And you're in one spot for the weekend.
Yeah.
And next week we go to Michigan State, and then we have a 2:30 in the afternoon Saturday match with Ohio State. So that's going to be a really challenging road trip. And so we're in the meat grinder.
So 11-match win streak. And so I was driving over here, and I was thinking, are you where you would hope the team would be if I ask you in the middle of August instead of the middle of October? Where do you hope you'll be in the middle of October? Are you where you would hope you would be?
We're doing some really nice things. The things we've been working on are paying off for us. But each week's a new challenge, and you got to, like last week we had a bunch of people sick. You go through those. You've been around this long enough. You go through these cycles. So you just kind of look at each week. How do we set it up? How do we max it out this weekend? And try to keep them where they're energized, they're fresh, and they're ready to play 2 hard. We got to play 2 hard matches back to back, and so it's this constant balancing act of trying to push them, get them better, but also have them ready to play. And that's what keeps coaches up at night thinking about. I wake up every night just thinking about what do we got to do the next day, how can we do it, how many reps do they get, how long do we practice for, what messages they need to hear mentally. Then you got to gauge, how are they doing academically? Do they have a lot of tests? So there's so many factors that go into coaching.
Midterms.
And people just, they just see us play, and they don't understand how hard it is to be great every night, and especially in college volleyball now, it's getting so competitive.
Oh, my goodness. That's John Cook. I'm Matt Coatney filling in tonight on the Nebraska Volleyball Radio Hour. The text line is 402-413-2400. Do you get a lot of calls on this show? Because me, I take calls all the time sitting here in this chair. Right?
Sometimes we do. It's just, we've been so erratic with our schedule because we played on a couple Thursday nights. Yeah. We were traveling on Thursday night, so next week we'll be traveling on Thursday night. So we've kind of been erratic a little bit on this show. So, but I think also people are more. I'm seeing this. There's more texts come in now.
Oh yeah.
But the most important thing is we got to give a shout out to all the guys on the combines right now. Hopefully they're listening because everybody's on the combines right now in Western Nebraska.
Boy. And it's so dry right now, too. Hopefully as everybody's being safe. I get so many people who tell me that they're listening in their tractor. I mean, some of these tractors are tricked out.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah. All right, let's go to the text line at 402-413-2400 from right here in the capital city of Lincoln, from Tom in Lincoln. How is the Hawkeye Vision use approved, and how the heck did the SEC get it first? Are there specific schools preventing us from doing this?
Yeah. That's a really, really good question, and it fires me up to give an answer because it's – so let's just look at it this way. The Big Ten signed – so originally when all this started coming in for volleyball – DVS Sports, and they were doing, I believe at the time, football and basketball, all right? Volleyball around the world used the Hawkeye system. Tennis uses the Hawkeye system, and so it was built, I think, for Wimbledon, and it's just expanded from there. So pretty much like Jordan Larson, everywhere she played over in Europe, in Asia, it was always in the Olympics, everything was Hawkeye system. We actually when the USA team about 6 years ago came to Omaha to play in a NORCECA tournament, we actually wanted to buy the Hawkeye system, and we were told no by the Big Ten that we couldn't buy it because we'd be the only school that would have it, because they were going to sell it to us at a discount from using it in Omaha. And as coaches, we've all complained about the length of it, the quality of the DVS system, and the issues. Just like we were playing the other night. I mean, here we go, 3 points in, and this camera's out. This camera's out.
Yeah.
We were playing SC, and they wanted a challenge, and the camera went out. So, anyway, long story short, there's a multi-year contract with DVS Sports. The coaches have asked, can we get out of that for volleyball and go to the Hawkeye system? And the SEC conference has already figured it out and leading the way.
Great question,
Yeah.
Tom. Thank you very much. Gentlemen, my call screener froze up, so I'm going to go to the phones. Russ, if you can take the call for me. Let's go out to Buffalo County on the John Cook radio show and talk to Randy. Randy, good evening. You're on with Coach Cook.
How's it going, Coach?
Good. Where's Buffalo?
Buffalo County. He's in Kearney.
Oh, in Kearney. Okay.
Yeah, he's in
All right.
Kearney in
Okay.
Buffalo County.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm usually good about, if I know the county, I'll try and talk about it because
Okay,
there's a lot
cool.
of people in those counties.
Yeah, I love it. So Kearney. Okay.
What's up, Randy?
Oh, not too much. I just wanted to say I'm relatively new to watching volleyball. I watched a couple of your matches last year, and buddy, I'm hooked. You guys are awesome.
Well, thank you. That's usually, you know how many times I've heard that? Somebody finally sees a volleyball match, and then how do I get tickets? So.
Well, let's put it. Many times you heard you'd probably be a billionaire by now. So.
Yeah, but no, it's great. It's a fun sport to watch, and it's exciting, and hope we can get to some more matches.
And I got a question. What's going on with Andy? When's she coming back?
She's been in practice most of the week, so we'll see how she's feeling tomorrow. But it's just the wear and tear of the season, and sometimes you gotta shut them down a little bit and let them heal up.
Yeah, from what I've seen last couple of matches, without her, you guys ain't missing a beat without her.
No, Layla's come in and done a fantastic job. She's a great player. I mean, we're very lucky to have her, and that's why you got to have depth, and because of the grind. And we're going to play 2 matches back to back, so if we got to use these guys because it's going to be a tough weekend going back to back in less than 24 hours.
Taylor and Layla are both doing an awesome job.
Yeah, good. I'll tell them you said that.
Thank you, Randy.
Okay.
We appreciate it. I'll tell you about Andy Jackson. So I got to fill in for JB 3 times last year, and Andy immediately became a favorite of mine because when she would get a kill, she's got this little spin thing
Yeah.
she does.
Yeah.
Did you teach her that?
No,
Because it's cool.
That's probably an Alaska thing.
Is that?
She's from Alaska, so she's probably, who knows where they get this stuff from.
But the thing that I think Andy Jackson emulates for me about your team, and I could say this about most of the members of your team, she seems to be playing with joy.
Yeah.
A lot of joy. Lexi, big smile on her face. Lainey Choboy exudes joy. Is that something you look for when you start? I mean, you're looking for skilled players. I get that. But is that anything that you factor into? Because I got to imagine that rubs off on your teammates if you're playing with joy out there.
Yeah, it certainly does. And again, I didn't see Andy do in club when we watched her. Didn't see that.
Really?
Yeah, because she was just trying to. Her club team was not very good. It was almost embarrassing for her. So I never saw that till she really got here and got going. Lexi, you could always see that with her. She just loves to play. I mean, she's a gym rat. She loves it. Same with Lainey. Those guys, I mean, they'd be in there 8 hours a day if we let them. So they're volleyball geeks. They love to play.
You could tell it. And, man, it rubs off on me, when you just see that. Back on our text line for Coach Cook at 402-413-2400. And if you're texting, do me a favor, give your name, if you don't mind, where you're from. That helps out a little bit. But from somebody, Coach, why doesn't volleyball allow players to play in a few matches and still redshirt?
Again, another great question. I'll call it the lack of leadership and vision for other sports besides football, because obviously football, you're allowed to play 4 games.
Yeah.
I don't know in women's basketball if it's the same as us. I'm not familiar.
Yeah, it's like you can get the year back, like Allison Widener.
Yeah, if you
she
get a
got that
medical.
year back when she
Yeah.
played 9 games that one year.
But if you, that's a medical. But let's
it's
say you
medical.
play in game 1,
Oh, no,
game 2.
no, you're done,
So
yeah,
same
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
So they allow it for football, and that's what this question is related to. Let the freshmen get in a little bit and play a certain amount of matches, and then you redshirt them. Because who wants to stand for the whole season and never get to play?
Yeah.
And so I've seen that the D1 Council is considering it, adding other sports to be able to have some type of percentage where you can play and still redshirt. I think it would be really, really good because, we're trying to redshirt a player right now, and it's hard when you know you're not going to get to play, and how do you motivate yourself? And I see they just feel a little bit distant, and just be a great way to get them in a little bit, get a taste of it, and sometimes with depth, you might need that for a couple of games. I think in football, same thing. I mean, they play those guys, they need them. So I think they got to figure out which guys are going to play these games and the next 4 games and the 4 games after that. But to me, it's just we do all these things for football and we forget about the other sport. When I say we, not Nebraska, the NC, I can't remember the other letters.
No, wow. I need to host this show more often. I love these answers. That's John Cook. I'm Matt Coatney. And receive 1 year 0% financing on seed and crop protection when you enroll in Central Valley Ag's Go Early Seed Program. Visit cvacoop.com to learn more. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation. We're going to go back to the phones, Russ. We're going to go to Omaha, visit with Doc of Rock. Good evening. You're on with Coach Cook.
Hey, Coach, go Big Red. Love the team this year. Man, oh, man, have we got some depth. And they were all, well, not all, but a lot of them were freshmen last year, and they're no longer freshmen. They're growing up right in front of our eyes. Beautiful to watch. So, question real quick about substitutions. And I'll be honest, I know quite a bit of football, and but with substitutions, when we get into some of those matches, that can be like 30, 28, above 25, and running the six rotations like you're doing there. When you run out of subs, help me understand that.
Okay, so we're allowed 15 subs per set. Once you run out, you can't sub out anymore. I mean, you can't sub in or out. You're done. And so we're keeping track of that, and we try to make sure we don't run out. And actually, once this year, we gambled and lost, and Laney ended up being in the front row, although it was very entertaining. We almost won it, but there was nothing we could do. So she had to play front row, which she's played in high school, but, we don't train that or anything. And so you get 15, and once you hit that limit, you're out.
Gotcha. Thanks for the tip. Keep up the good work. Go Big Red. Let's get that number 1 spot.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Doc. We appreciate it. Well, we're off and rolling on the Nebraska Volleyball Hour with Coach John Cook. 402-413-2400 is our text and our phone line. If you talk to the coach, contact 811 2 days before you dig to protect your underground utilities and yourself. It's free. It's easy. It's the law. We'll have more with Coach John Cook on the Nebraska Volleyball Hour and when we return in a few moments.
Central Valley Ag works with our farmers to feed a hungry planet. At CVA fuel sites, Central Valley Ag offers a 5-cent per gallon discount to CVA fuel card holders. Now, for a limited time, get the 5-cent discount and enter to win $100 worth of free fuel when you get a new or additional CVA fuel card. Sign up at cvacoop.com. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Athletics.
Hi, I'm Tom Osborne, former football coach and co-founder of the Teammates Mentoring Program.
And I'm Des Moines Adams, Husker Black Shirt and CEO of Teammates Mentor.
We are recruiting teammates mentors and need caring adults to be in the lives of our students.
Meeting with a student once a week at the school can make a positive impact in their life and have a ripple effect in our communities.
Please join our team.
Go to teammates.org today.
From family road trips in a spacious SUV to heavy-duty hauling in a powerful truck, Woodhouse has the vehicle to fit your lifestyle. Purchasing a vehicle has never been easier thanks to our streamlined buying process. Browse a huge selection of new or pre-owned vehicles from top brands. View transparent pricing so you can find the vehicle that fits in your budget. And complete your purchase online. Shop when you want, where you want. It's the Woodhouse difference. Get started today at woodhouse.com.
At Union Bank, people don't have your money. Your money has people. First home people, investment people, people who answer the phone and your chats, dream car people, dream retirement people, driving your dream car in your dream retirement people, small business people, credit card people, and all the other people you need. At Union Bank, our people help you do more than you dreamed possible. So stop in and say hello. We can't wait to see you. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
In the game of life, we all face tough moments. Sometimes it feels like we're up against a formidable block with no way through. Call, text, or chat 988 for the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. It's free, confidential, and staffed with trained counselors ready to listen and provide support. Don't wait for the final set. Reach out, speak up, and let's bump, set, and spike this challenge together. Because in Nebraska, we're more than players. We're a supportive community. Remember, in times of need, call a timeout. Call, text, or chat 988. It's okay to ask for help. We're here for you. Every serve, every pass. Go Big Red. Presented by Nebraska DHHS.
You may have heard about Monolith, how right here in Nebraska, we're producing low-emission carbon black for tires across North America. How we'll soon be providing farmers with locally made fertilizer to reduce our reliance on foreign imports. How we're investing hundreds of millions in multiple Nebraska facilities. You might have heard Monolith is changing the world. We're not. You are. Along with many other Nebraskans in high-paying jobs that support families and communities. Monolith, Nebraska made.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Sunday morning. You can smell it. Game day. And the brisket you've been smoking since last night. A day to be with family, aka fellow football fans. Traditions make Sundays easy to enjoy. Beers do too. Bud Light. Easy to Sunday, easy to enjoy. Bud Light is the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus. Copyright 2024 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Husker fans, visit a participating AGCO dealer now until November 1st and enter for a chance to win a pair of tickets and pregame hospitality passes to the Nebraska versus Wisconsin football game on November 23rd in Lincoln. See your True Turf and Ag locations in Osmond, Columbus, and Falls City, Osceola Implement, and Kearney Equipment to enter for your chance to win this season.
Last season was a banner year for the Huskers, winning 5 Big Ten titles. Nebraska also finished in the top 25 in the Directors' Cup standings. Beardmore Subaru congratulates Husker Athletics and Nebraska student athletes for all their achievements and stands behind you again this season. Go Big Red! Beardmore Subaru in Bellevue has the all-new 2025 Subaru Forester, the same trusted SUV it's always been, only more so. Love begins with trust.
It's time for another round of Nebraska Farm Facts. If there's one thing Nebraska's known for, it's our beef. And Nebraska soybeans feed a lot of them, and even more pigs and chickens. Farmers and ranchers raise livestock and poultry to provide nutritious, affordable protein for all ages to help build muscle and maintain energy for a healthy lifestyle. Keep that in mind as you prepare all that tasty meat on your tailgate grill. This message is brought to you by Nebraska soybean farmers, growing opportunity from the ground up.
From family road trips in a spacious SUV to heavy-duty hauling in a powerful truck, Woodhouse has the vehicle to fit your lifestyle. Purchasing a vehicle has never been easier thanks to our streamlined buying process. Browse a huge selection of new or pre-owned vehicles from top brands. View transparent pricing so you can find the vehicle that fits in your budget. And complete your purchase online. Shop when you want, where you want. It's the Woodhouse difference. Get started today at woodhouse.com.
What does it mean to be locally owned and operated? For Cenex, it means everything. It means that we know if you take your coffee to go or if you like to stay a while. It means we've helped Little Leagues get jerseys and local festivals get funding. It means we know what our communities need. So you'll always leave Cenex with a full tank, full of snacks, or full of smiles. Or all of the above. And that means the world to us. Cenex, powered locally.
Welcome back to the Nebraska Volleyball Radio Show. My name is Matt Coatney. Delighted to be filling in tonight. John Cook is sitting across from me. We're taking your calls. We're taking your text at 402-413-2400. Hey, Woodhouse has been a trusted partner in your everyday since 1975. Shop for your next vehicle with the home team at Woodhouse and the official auto dealer of Nebraska Athletics. Either the commercials didn't last long enough or I don't have enough time to talk to you, because it's great. I get to catch up with you during the commercials here. We have got a lot of texts, so let me see here. This text says, Jen in Papillion Sharpe, Lauren often comments on blocking. It is often stated that if they would just turn their hands in on the block when on the outside, the block would work better. What are the challenges with blocking?
So blocking is by far the most difficult skill in the sport of volleyball. It's the most difficult skill to teach. It's the most difficult skill to get good at, especially some of the hitters we go against. So it's never going to be perfect, and you're not going to block every ball. So you're just trying to minimize good blocks, good touches, which we really celebrate, and then trying not to get a deflection where we can't dig it. So it's this constant game going on between the blockers and the hitters. And so it's a very, very difficult skill. So it's very easy for Lauren to sit up there and watch it on video and say, oh, she should have done that. But when you're down there on the net and it's happening so fast, yeah, it's very difficult. And that's the biggest thing I notice from when the high school players graduate and come to Nebraska. Their blocking is by far their weakest skill. They're way behind in blocking, and it takes a long time to get pretty good at it.
Goodness. I always say on the basketball side, everybody's a 13th grader on defense when they come in here.
Yeah.
They become a sophomore eventually, but they're not freshmen. They're 13th graders defensively most of the time. Okay, now I've got to tell you about this one. So the greatest cashier at a credit union is Jenny Bresnia. And she was so excited when I went in there the other day, the State Employees Credit Union, to tell me she got a John Cook bobblehead.
Oh, wow.
And so she's texted in here, and so she's got a couple of her non-breathing stuffed kids. And she says, can I get our bobblehead autographed for Turtle Liz and Jen Monkey? I don't want to answer for Coach Cook. I'm going to say it's probably tough for you to autograph all those bobbleheads.
It's actually really, if she looks at it, I've signed a couple. It's really hard because there's no place to really sign except on the back, and it's all curvy. It's not flat.
Well, yeah, there's no place to a flat surface.
I've signed a few, and it looks terrible.
Oh, my goodness.
So the best thing to do is sign the box, but I think there's kind of a autograph on the box. But I'll be happy to. She wants to bring it by to Vanny.
So there you go.
Yeah.
Jenny, 402-413-2400 if you'd like to text in or talk to Coach Cook. Let's go back to the phones. Here in the capital city of Lincoln is Ty. Good evening, Ty. You're on with Coach Cook.
Hi. How's it going?
Great.
Good. Well, Coach Cook, glad to talk to you. Big Husker volleyball fan, dressed up as you for Halloween one year. It was great. Got lots of attention from it. So, quick question. So I've seen a couple times when there's been a call that one of the teams doesn't like, you'll see the actual volleyball players, one of them go up and talk to the ref. I think someone told me that you can get a penalty if you do that too much or something. My question is, what do the volleyball players say to the ref? What's the point of that? Can you ever, convince the ref to change their call or something? I'm just curious about that.
Yeah, so in the sport of volleyball, there's only two people that can talk to the refs, me and a captain. And so I talk to the ref that's closest to the bench, which is the one standing on the ground, but I can't really I can yell at the ref that's up, across the court. But that's when the captains will go over and talk if there's a question or there's something happened and get an explanation. So they're allowed to, or the captain's allowed to, and I'm allowed to. And so when I fill out our scores or lineup sheet, I have to designate who the captain is. And so, but I designate 2 for us, Merritt and Lexi, because Lexi's a libero, so she's out half a rotation. So Merritt's in when she's out. So it's there's always a captain out there.
Great question, Ty. We appreciate it. And that's a pretty good question. Those are things that I think probably confuse your average fan. Let's go back to the text line at 402-413-2400. Hi, Matt and Coach Cook. I'm in Altamont Springs, Florida. My name is Rudy. And my wife was able to get tickets for the Husker bench for championship in Tampa. What an amazing experience. I had so much fun watching the match, even though we lost. It was the most fun I've ever had, except for the national championship we won against Miami, but enjoying all your matches on TV and the gals that love to play at USC and Penn State. The thing that always amazes me everywhere we go in the country is how many Husker fans there are everywhere.
Yeah.
And now that we've added the 4 teams from the old Pac-12, have you heard from a lot of fans out on the West Coast that are excited that they get to see you more out in that area now? Because, you've regularly played at Stanford and some other places out there.
Yeah. When we go to Stanford, we've had big entourage of Huskers. I know Washington has a big group because they've traveled to some other matches, the group from Washington, and they always reach out to us. I don't know about Oregon. We played at Oregon back in 2016. I really don't remember much in Oregon. And then, of course, LA is, they're all over out there. So when football go to USC, I'm sure there'll be a lot of Husker fans at that game. And we don't go to LA this year, so and we haven't really played in LA. We were talking about that. We haven't really played at USC and UCLA.
Really?
Yeah.
That surprises me.
The only time we've really gone out there, SoCal, was we went. The only 2 times I know, we went in 2001 or 2. We went to Long Beach.
Yeah.
And then when Lexi's son was playing here back in 18, and we went to San Diego because she was from San Diego.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
So those are the only 2 times we've been to Southern California. It's not really. Back then, it wasn't really a recruiting hotbed for us, and UCLA is not in school till end of September.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It just kind of never worked out.
I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised in Oregon because women's basketball played the NCAA tournament at Oregon State this year, and here came the red.
Oh, really?
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, no. I kind of thought the same thing. I'm like, I don't know about that. I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised. Let's go back to the phones here in the capital city of Lincoln. We're going to visit with Richard. Richard, you're on with Coach Cook.
Thank you, Coach. I certainly enjoy watching volleyball. I was a strong football fan, and volleyball has captured my imagination. My question is this, and it kind of ties in with the previous question that you answered. There's a green card, which I understand is a challenge. There's a yellow card, which I understand is a warning or a caution. But in the national championship match, there was actually a red card. What does the red card mean, and what does it do?
So a red card, if you get a yellow card and then you get another yellow card, it's an automatic red card. The red card is worth a point. You lose a point, the other team gets a point if you get the red card. So that's a pretty severe red card. And the referees can give a red card. They can either warn you a couple times to get the red card, or if you do something that is inappropriate, out of control, getting in some ref's face or what they say to them, they can pull out a red card at any time. And the Texas coach was abusing the ref down there, and they pulled out a red card on him. So I don't see many red cards. I don't think I've ever gotten one. It takes a lot to get one, but that's the purpose of that is a red card. And I think in soccer,
that means
you get
sent off,
punted out of the game.
Did they ever eject? Coach, you ever seen that at the collegiate level?
No,
volleyball?
not in volleyball. No.
I've never seen it,
No.
but you've seen a lot more than I have.
Yeah.
It's part of the culture of baseball and softball.
Yeah.
And we had a football coach. Sonny Dykes was ejected as a TCU football coach this year. But that's interesting. But, I like that rule because it punishes the team but doesn't eliminate the coach.
Yeah.
And I kind of like that rule, honestly.
Yeah. And there's actually a new rule that goes with that this year. So one of the things that's happening in college sports is protecting the student athletes. And so going on the road. So we now travel with police.
Good.
So police travel with us.
Yeah.
Really Caitlin Clark was the one that really woke people up, like the crazy stuff going on. So now some places we've played, they have trouble with crowd control. And they just don't have the people to enforce it, or they don't want to enforce it. And I won't name names of schools, but now the referees can red card the fans if they're disrupting the match, saying inappropriate things, coming onto the court. They're being really close to the court and not. And I would love to name the schools that abuse it, but that rule got put in this year because, again, it's a safety thing. And we've had players crash into fans standing too close to the court, and so now they can nail them with a red card, which I think is great.
I think that's absolutely appropriate and wonderful. Matt Coatney filling in tonight with the coach, John Cook. 402-413-2400 is the number for your text and your calls. Redshirt and Lincoln, thank you very much. We appreciate it. Sports Nightly listeners, a reminder that with every block on the court this season, Union Bank and Trust is proud to sponsor Blocking Out Hunger, benefiting the Food Bank of Lincoln. Union Bank and Trust, member FDIC. We'll have more of your calls and text and more of Coach Cook when we return in a few moments.
If you've been looking for a reason to fill up your car with unleaded 88, how about this? Unleaded 88
can help you save big at the pump.
And save the planet by cutting greenhouse gas emissions.
Any car 2001 or newer is approved to use unleaded 88. Speaking of good, it's made from corn, which is great for farmers.
As I was saying, if you need a reason to choose unleaded 88, there you have them. Unleaded 88. Engine smart, earth kind. Visit chooseunleaded88.com to learn more.
Looking for the ultimate sports watching experience? Head to Smash Park in La Vista, home of Husker Hangouts, Omaha's official watch parties. Your go-to spot for epic game day deals, delicious bites, and unbeatable fun. Catch every moment on massive screens. Challenge friends to pickleball, axe throwing, and other games. Smash Park is where the action happens, whether you're cheering on the Huskers or just enjoying the atmosphere. Smash Park. Visit us today and turn your game day into a game night. Smash Park. Play, drink, eat. Husker fans, it's game day, and Pizza Hut's got your perfect play. Score the game day special for just $29.99. Get 2 medium 3-topping pizzas, 8 boneless wings, and 5 breadsticks. Enough to feed 8 hungry fans. Pizza, wings, breadsticks, and more. It's the ultimate lineup to fuel your game day. Check out the full menu online at pizzahut.com or in store. Because remember, no one out-pizzas the Hut.
This fall, be ready for every tailgate, touchdown, and adventure in a perfect car, truck, or SUV from Sid Dillon Chevrolet. Visit us in Blair, Crete, Fremont, or Wahoo and shop Nebraska's #1 volume Chevy dealer group. We're also your Chevrolet Business Elite dealer, offering medium-duty trucks and low-cab forwards. Visit us at SidDillonChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
You are what drives us, Sid Dillon.
Husker fans, this is Coach Cook thanking you for always supporting Husker Volleyball. With your help, we've maintained a streak of consecutive sold-out regular season games that dates back to 2001. Thanks also for supporting your Husker student athletes through contributions to 1890 Nebraska, the official NIL collective of Husker Athletics. 100% of your contributions to 1890 go to Husker athletes. Visit 1890nebraska.com or text NEBNIL to 801-801 today. And join us as we continue to dream big.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to goodrx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Dear Truckin' Awesome. Want more horsepower in the stable? The Tundra iForce Max is the most powerful Tundra ever. With its electrifying twin-turbo V6, you got everything you need. Saddle up the Tacoma TRD Pro. Its segment-first performance seats are designed to smooth out the shocks when the ride gets bumpy. The Toyota 4Runner is part mean streak, part wild side, and an all-around icon. Check out that signature power rear window, will ya? Yes, sir, Toyota trucks. Find yours at toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
See your Omaha Metro and Lincoln Toyota dealers. Corwin Toyota of Bellevue, Village Point Toyota of Omaha, Baxter Toyota of La Vista, or Baxter Toyota of Lincoln.
Looking for the ultimate sports watching experience? Head to Smash Park in La Vista, home of Husker Hangouts, Omaha's official watch parties. Your go-to spot for epic game day deals, delicious bites, and unbeatable fun. Catch every moment on a massive screen. Challenge friends to pickleball, axe throwing, and other games. Smash Park is where the action happens, whether you're cheering on the Huskers or just enjoying the atmosphere. Smash Park. Visit us today and turn your game day into a game night. Smash Park. Play, drink, eat.
Hello, Husker Nation. This is Lex Rodriguez, All-American Libero, serving you an ace on behalf of Noddle Companies based in Omaha, Nebraska. Noddle Companies is a full-service leader in commercial real estate, digging deep to create thriving communities like the Builders District, Exarban Village, and the contemporary row house townhomes. They bring world-class concepts in fashion, great eats, gorgeous homes, and green spaces, all professionally managed by Noddle Services. To dig up more information, find them on Facebook and Instagram. Noddle Companies, building a better Nebraska.
Dear Truckin' Awesome. Want more horsepower in the stable? The Tundra iForce Max is the most powerful Tundra ever. With its electrifying twin-turbo V6, you got everything you need. Saddle up the Tacoma TRD Pro. Its segment-first performance seats are designed to smooth out the shocks when the ride gets bumpy. The Toyota 4Runner is part mean streak, part wild side, and an all-around icon. Check out that signature power rear window, will ya? Yes, sir, Toyota trucks. Find yours at toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
See your Omaha Metro and Lincoln Toyota dealers. Corwin Toyota of Bellevue, Village Point Toyota of Omaha, Baxter Toyota of La Vista, or Baxter Toyota of Lincoln.
Hey, welcome back to the Nebraska Volleyball Show. Matt Coatney sitting in tonight. I'm with Coach John Cook. Husker Extra is the best website and mobile app for everything Husker sports. From the experts at the Omaha World Herald and Lincoln Journal-Star, go to huskerextra.com or search your app store today. The number to get on the phone is 402-413-2400. Let's go to Greg in Stromsburg. Greg, you're on with Coach Cook.
Good evening. Thank you for taking my call. Hey, I got a question about during the USC match. I saw that they were like catching and throwing the ball down, and Coach was going like DEFCON 7 on the up official.
Oh yeah.
And they weren't calling anything. And I've seen it's been called a couple times, but it's been so inconsistent, it's ridiculous, I think. So, Coach Cook, you're on the rules committee. You're going to try to say, like, screw it, we're not going to enforce it, or do you want to try to get more consistency in it? I mean, it's blatantly obvious a lot of times about how they're catching and throwing that ball down.
Yeah, it's interesting. You sound like you're in our coaches' meetings. and ironically, about a week later, we had our monthly rules meeting, and every person on that committee, it's Division II, Division III, junior college, a couple Division I, and they're all kind of, I sent video and I said, why isn't this being called? This is definitely a violation. And they've got the head of the officials people around there who are great. And everybody's just kind of, it was like the elephant in the room, and finally everybody's saying that was the ugliest thing we've ever seen. It was hard to watch. I mean, that wasn't volleyball. And this, for whatever reason, that ref wasn't going to blow her whistle. And those, and probably 40% of those should have been called. And they were definitely taking advantage of it. And the problem is if they get against get a ref that's going to call it, it's going to cost them some points. And we got called, so we work on it, trying to, legally trying to do it. And right out of the gate, we played Kentucky. Becca gets called for 2 right away, like in the second game. So we're like, okay, now they're calling this tight. Then you get to our USC match, they don't call anything. So we told our players, just grab it and throw it. and we did a couple of, just to, show that, we can do that too. But yeah, that rule needs to be cleaned up. I know internationally, for the next quadrennium for the Olympics, they're talking about taking out open hand throws. And if the international does it, it would be great for college to do it. It'll just clean up the game. You can't do that in beach volleyball. And the beach volleyball is great because it is such a judgment call. And the whole goal of our rules is to try to take out referees having to make judgment calls, because that's the most confusing thing for the fans and confusing for the players. But great question, man. That's 5 for 5 questions.
How about
tonight.
that?
These guys are on fire.
I mean, this is great. Greg, thank you for the phone call. Okay, I'm going to give you, I think this is a good question coming up. Okay. On our text line at 402-413-2400, Greg Smith from Milburn, Nebraska, in northern Custer County asked, what is the difference between outside hitter and opposite hitter?
Okay, great question. But where's Custer County?
Custer County, you know where Broken Bow is?
Yeah.
Okay, that's Custer County then.
By the way, I was the Grand Marshal for that was Burwell Rodeo. So
Yeah.
Broken Bow is right close to there.
Yeah, just south of there.
Yeah, okay. All right.
I was very impressed, by the way, that you were the Grand Marshal. That was pretty cool.
So I've been to all Erickson, Broken Bow, in Burwell. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like a triangle right there.
Oh,
and then
yeah.
there's Loop City.
Yeah, Loop City up there, yeah. I'm impressed.
I got to tell you this crazy story. So the Colorado football game, I'm walking over from Devaney because we played or practiced or whatever. And sure enough, here comes this couple. They go, hey, can we take a picture for him? And I go, sure. This is outside Devaney because they're walking the football game. And I go, where are you guys from? Well, we're from Loop City. I go, I know right where that is because I've been through there many times on my way up to Erickson and Burwell and all that. So beautiful place and so cool. So I forgot what the question was.
Outside hitter and opposite.
Oh, yeah. I'm fired up about all the, I love
it.
Small town Nebraska is amazing. So an outside hitter plays on the left side of the court most of the time. So that's why we call an outside hitter or a left side hitter. A right side hitter plays on the right side of the court, or we call them an opposite, meaning that they line up opposite the setter. So you have 2 left side hitters, so they're not lined up opposite the setter. One is right next to the setter in the lineup. One is 2 positions away from the setter. The opposite is, so Merritt is opposite of Bergen. So that means she's always opposite her in the front row, and then when Bergen goes to the front row, Merritt would be opposite her coming out of the back row. So that's the biggest difference, and opposites are really hard to find, and left sides are they're more abundant. Let's put it that way. Great opposites are really hard to find.
These are great questions tonight. We'll have more of your questions in our remaining minutes with Coach Cook, and we return in a few moments.
In the game of life, we all face tough moments. Sometimes it feels like we're up against a formidable defense with no way through. Call a timeout. If you or someone you know is struggling or in crisis, the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is there. Call, text, or chat 988. It's free, confidential, and staffed with trained counselors ready to listen and provide support. Don't wait for the final whistle. Reach out, speak up, and let's tackle this together. Because in Nebraska, we're more than a team. We're family. Remember, in times of need, call, text, or chat 988. Presented by Nebraska DHHS.
Central Valley Ag works with our farmers to feed a hungry planet. At CVA fuel sites, Central Valley Ag offers a 5-cent per gallon discount to CVA fuel card holders. Now, for a limited time, get the 5-cent discount and enter to win $100 worth of free fuel when you get a new or additional CVA fuel card. Sign up at cvacoop.com. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Athletics.
A lot can happen between falling in love with a house online and owning it, between imagining living there and breathing in your new home for the first time. Having an advocate who can help you navigate the complex world of financing, inspections, negotiating, analyzing the market, and talking through any anxieties that may pop up, that can make all the difference. That's what the expertise of a Realtor can do for you. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors and bound by a code of ethics, because that's who we are.
Lowe's knows that to win the job, pros need the best prices. That's why only at Lowe's, MVP's Pro Rewards members can get a volume discount on eligible orders as low as $1,500 at the Pro Desk. That means you get the prices you need to start any job, small or large. Because Lowe's knows pros. Valid in-store only. More terms and restrictions apply. Visit Lowe's.com/terms or Pro Desk for details.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Out here, we raise stronger people, stronger crops, and we proudly raise our flag to that. Let the weather, pests, and pressures try to beat us down. We only keep growing up. With the next-gen genetics, the pure acre-for-acre know-how of these soils, and a deep pride of our roots, we're born to raise at Hogemeyer. Learn more at therightseed.com.
For generations, hardworking people have relied on Ford F-Series trucks, making them America's best-selling trucks 47 years straight. Introducing the new 2024 Ford F-150 and Ford Super Duty, the 2024 North American Truck of the Year. This is the next generation of Built Ford Tough.
Get a 2024 Ford Super Duty for 1.9% with Ford Credit Financing, or get $2,000 bonus cash only at your Midwest Ford dealers.
Man, this has been a fast hour with Coach John Cook. Matt Coatney filling in tonight on the Nebraska Volleyball Show. Dorothy Lynch, home style, and light and lean dressing. Endless flavorabilities. And the Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center is sponsored by Akrs, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Akrs, solutions for every field. If I have it correct, your opponent Friday night, 10th ranked Purdue, you went 5 sets with them last year in West Lafayette?
Oh, yeah.
You beat them, but...
We had a great match.
Yeah. How similar are they to that team that took you 5 last year?
Well, I think the only person they replace is their libero. Everybody else is back, yeah.
So that's got to concern you a little
bit.
Bit.
Yeah. But we got a lot back, too. So, yeah, it's going to be a great match. I mean, this is, for the fans, this is great. We're going to be playing a top 10 team pretty much every week.
Oh,
so
yeah.
This is what we signed up for, and it's exciting, and it's going to bring out the best in us, and we bring out the best in our fans. And again, I've been constantly shouting out our fans this year. They've just, again, I think you just, like you said off the air there, everybody's fired up. Football has got people fired up. People are fired up in volleyball. It's just, Husker fans are excited for Nebraska Athletics right now.
It's fun. You're a big part of it. I wish we had more time. This has been fun. I got to do this again sometime. I got to tell JB he's got to leave again sometime soon. John, thank you very much.
Okay. Thanks, Matt. Great job.
All right, very much. Greg Sharpe will be back for hour number 2 of Sports Nightly. Stay right there. We'll be back with more after the top of the hour.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Life doesn't come with guarantees, but working with Rob Seco comes pretty close. Our strategic investments in the seed we offer are designed to directly improve your bottom line. From full trait platforms, breeding and development, to field-by-field planning and seed-driven crop inputs, with Rob Seco, you have precisely what you need to improve plant performance and increase yield. Every farm, every crop, and every acre. Learn more at robseco.com.
Here in Nebraska, we love our teachers.
Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska is teaming up with Husker Athletics to recognize teachers who help students live their best and healthiest lives. Visit huskers.com/touchdown for teachers today to tell us about your favorite Nebraska educator. Winning teachers get a school day visit from Herbie Husker and a VIP experience at the 2025 Husker football spring game, thanks to their biggest fans at Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska. Head to huskers.com/touchdown for teachers today.
Is your phone system holding you back? We know how important smooth, reliable communication is for your success. Whether your team is working from the office or on the go, you need a phone system that keeps up with your busy day. At Hamilton, we offer business phone systems that adapt to your needs, making every call clear and every connection simple. Upgrade to a Hamilton business phone system where advanced features meet unmatched reliability. Are you ready to transform how you communicate? Better phones, better business. Hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
If you've been looking for a reason to fill up your car with unleaded 88, how about this? Unleaded 88
can help you save big at the pump
and save the planet by cutting greenhouse gas emissions.
Any car 2001 or newer is approved to use unleaded 88. Speaking of good, it's made from corn, which is great for farmers.
As I was saying, if you need a reason to choose unleaded 88, there you have them. Unleaded 88. Engine smart, earth kind. Visit chooseunleaded88.com to learn more.
Good evening. I'm Camden Cohn, and our sports ticker is brought to you by the Nebraska Department of Health and Human Services. Currently, the Nebraska soccer team is playing Rutgers. Nebraska leads 2-1 just before the half. The match can be watched on the Big Ten Network. In a few minutes, the NFL kicks off Week 6 as the Seahawks host the 49ers. That game can be watched on Amazon Prime. And finally, there are 2 Major League Baseball playoff games tonight. Currently, the Guardians and Tigers are tied at 2 in the 6th. The Tigers could win that series tonight. And in just a few minutes, the Royals host the Yankees. The Yankees lead that series 2-1. Our sports ticker is brought to you by the Nebraska Department of Health and Human Services. Call a timeout if you or someone you know is struggling or in crisis. The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is there. Call, text, or chat 988. It's free, confidential, and staffed with trained counselors ready to listen and provide support. Hour 2 of Sports Nightly is up next, right here on the Huskers Radio Network.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who remind you to buckle up and put the phone down.
They are bunched up around the line of scrimmage. Hand off to Dell. Dell off the right side. Touchdown, Nebraska. Dante Dowdell finds Pater. 6-0 Big Red. Let those balloons loose. 4th and 10 from the 26. Shotgun for Kaliak Menace. Gets the belt high snap, has some time, gets hit, goes down. Huskers will take over on downs. James Williams again gets home.
Long drive served by Alexi. Okay pass, Lilyberry, left side, tips out, popped in the air. Easy dig for Nebraska, fed left. Harper, kaboom! Whoa! Putting dents in the Huff Hall deck. Timeout, Illinois. Wow! Harper Murray, bang, douse at the net. Here come the Hawkeyes. Bumped over to the left, Gabby Jerry tipping, great pancake, bring out the special. Kennedy, left side, tip shot off the, blocking out, Taylor Ladfair. That's volleyball, 16-6.
Now, your hosts, Greg Sharpe on the Huskers Radio Network.
Got to get him something, so we threw you John Cook. That was a blast. Hope you had fun with that.
I tell you what, that was John Cook just left the studio, and he and I both agreed that was as fast an hour of sports talk radio as you could ever have. What great questions! Also, I mean, awesome. Coach Cook was like, these are great questions, and I was telling him that's how Big Red Reaction's been all year. The fans have had these unbelievable comments and questions. It's a fun time here in Husker Nation, I think, Sharpie.
Sure is. And that team is so easy to follow and fall in love with, and they're playing great. I mean, I know the coaches see wrinkles that they can get better, but man, I watch that team play and I'm like, man, I don't know where they can keep improving. I'm sure there certainly are areas, but they have just been a delight to watch, and they're on a mission. I feel like that. Don't you, Matt, that they're on a mission to win a national title?
I think, Greg, that in some ways that loss to SMU 12 matches ago is going to end up being a positive. You know, I don't think you'll ever have any coach tell you losing is a negative, but, you know, they've got a pretty tough weekend coming up against 10th-ranked Purdue at Devaney and then Rutgers, and I think it's pretty easy to overlook Rutgers on the volleyball floor, but it would probably be pretty easy to overlook Iowa, and they rolled Iowa last week. And I think that loss to SMU is right there for the coaching staff to say, look, you're vulnerable. Look what happened against SMU. You better respect your opponent. Come out and play. And so when you say they're on a mission, I completely agree, because they're loaded, and they're playing like they're loaded right now. And I really like their mindset right now. And I think, just reading John Cook's body language, I think he really likes his team right now.
We got those senior leaders that have played so much volleyball, so much at a high level. The stars are aligned. Now, you got to go do it when you get into the tournament in December, but a lot to like about that team. All right, no game this week, bye week. What's on your plan? You have an agenda for Saturday for you?
Okay, so I have never been able to see my great nephew Braden Bice play college football. He plays for a Division III school in Conway, Arkansas, Hendricks College. So my daughter Jill and I are driving down tomorrow, 8.5 hours to Conway, Arkansas, and we're all getting together for a noon matchup Saturday to see Hendricks College play Berry University in Division III. So I can't get away from football, Sharpie. I'm going to be in attendance watching college football.
I love it. That is fantastic. So enjoy yourself. Be safe traveling to and from, and get your batteries recharged. The cool thing about this is we have another one. We play 3 games, and then we get another bye week, although you're going to be busy that bye week telling some Husker women's basketball. Before we get, and I do want your thoughts on that. Before we get to that, though, I do want to just commend you. We threw you a curveball a year or so ago when we said, you know what, I think we're going to try to divide up the guest hosts on Big Red Reaction, and we landed on Zach Potter, who will be with you for the Indiana game, Josh Banderas, who, by the way, is getting married during this bye week, and Tommy Armstrong. And, that's not easy for the main host to just kind of go with a different guy each and every week. You have been magnificent with those 3 guys, and I think it's been a great, great show. But all that credit goes to you because you've been able to navigate your way through a different former player every week. It's been really cool.
Greg, you're giving me way too much credit because that's like saying you get to dance with Fred Astaire and John Travolta. I mean, they're great in their own ways. You know what I thought was great with Josh Banderas, for example? We had so many questions about special teams, specifically punting and place kicking, and Bando did that on the special teams under Bill Callahan. And so it seems like every one of those ex-Huskers brings a different view to the table, and fans love them. And I'm just trying to get us on and off the highway. And Greg, you're too kind. I appreciate your warm words, but it's my honor sitting here with these guys because we're having a blast. And I think fans kind of like hearing those different voices throughout Big Red Reaction. It's been a lot of fun. Thank you. Well,
and you've just done a great job with them. And credit to them. I told you this the other day. Josh Banderas has really improved. He's gotten very good. Zach, for never having done it until last year, has been terrific. And Tommy is used to having a microphone in front of him because of being a quarterback. You're going to get so much attention as a player. I knew he would be fine, but it has just been a blast to hear that. And you're having a lot more fun this year sitting there at 5-1 halfway through this season.
Oh, the phone calls have been unbelievable. It seems to me that we're getting a lot more calls about schemes. We had calls last week about why do we have a 3-person punch shield instead of a 2-person punch shield. And I love that type of phone call. I really do. I also like kind of the non-football things sometimes people call in with because I can have some fun with that. But and we were just talking about with John Cook, the questions that people have been coming in with, and they love Matt Rule. Even after the loss to Illinois, consistently people were like, look, we think Matt Rule's doing a good job. We can see a difference for the team. Yeah, we would like to have won the game, but people love Matt Rule. Look, I'm the luckiest guy in the world. I love hosting that show. I got great guest hosts. I got great callers, and I pinch myself sometimes that I get to host that show. So thank you.
Well, you do a marvelous job with it, and you deserve this week off like we all do. I think everybody needs to catch their breath a little bit. Perfect timing, 6 in, 6 to go. The second one may be a little janky. I'm not sure we're going to want that, but it is what it is to have that second bye week. You're going to be busy, though, that second bye week. Let's talk a little Amy Williams, Husker women's basketball. Sam McEwen penned a piece the other day, says he thinks it might be her deepest team. I know you've had a chance to watch some practice sessions. Give me kind of an early feel for what you're going to be viewing in the coming months.
Boy, you talk about a deep team, Greg. No question about it. I saw last night the team was able to have a scrimmage against their male practice players. And, they always talk about a football team is number 1 in the league in getting off the bus. And if our forwards get off the bus first, we're going to intimidate some teams between Alexis Markowski and Natalie Potts and Jessica Petrie and Amaya Hargrove. My goodness, is she a specimen. And then you take a look at Petra Bozan, who we've signed very late. We're big and we're deep at the post, but we're also very deep at the guard positions. And it was good to see Allison Widener last night back on the floor wearing a knee brace. She looks like she is going to be a full go for this team. Birdie Rimdahl, the transfer from Miami. What I was really impressed with, I think she was brought in not necessarily to replace Jazz Shelley, but to replace the part of Jazz's game to give you that three-point threat that'll hit a three pretty consistently. And Britt Prince threw a pass to Birdie that was right in the shooting pocket, and it came up so quickly. She was shot ready. Petra is not going to have to be schooled much on how to get a rebound. It's very clear the way her footwork is that she knows how to rebound. She gets herself in good spots. I think Natalie Potts is going to have an unbelievable season, and that's tough to say, understanding she was the Big Ten Freshman of the Year. But some players really make a jump between their freshman and sophomore years, and if Potts makes any kind of a jump, my goodness, it will be fun to watch. And Britt Prince looked very good running the offense, and did not look like the game was too fast for her defensively. So this Husker team is deep. They have a lot of rotations. I mean, you're talking about Callan Hake comes off the bench, and she was playing her best basketball at the end of the year. You got Logan Nisley, who is going to be, I think, poised for a tremendous sophomore year. But I think it all starts with Alexis Markowski, and I think if Britt Prince can learn to throw the ball to Markowski in places where she can be most successful, I think the sky's the limit for this Husker women's basketball team.
Love it. 2 weeks from Sunday, you get a little exhibition game with Doane, and I think 3 weeks in from Monday, we tip it off with that sportsmanship game that I've really become a big fan of. That's been a fun event that Nebraska's done for, 4 or 5 years now, and they played at noon. You have middle school kids who are coming from around the Lincoln area, and that is just a blast. Great atmosphere. You got a lot of screaming, 5th, 6th, 7th graders. Yeah. Gets a little noisy in there when they're on there.
Oh, I love it. And they always have a great life skills message, and it seems like they always have some performers like the Simon Says guy. So it's fun. They feed them lunch. And it's not just from around the Lincoln area. I mean, we had Oakland Craig in here last year, Clarkson. So a lot of from some pretty far away schools come down. And, they get loud, and Omaha will be the opponent this year. It's certainly one of my favorite events. And I get, very selfishly, Greg, a non-traditional listening audience of people sitting in their office on a Monday afternoon who might usually be listening to adult contemporary music, who get the play-by-play stylings of Matt Coatney and Jeff Grease. So there's a little bit of a bonus in there for me on that.
Love that. Well, enjoy the bye week. 11 o'clock kick next week with How about that? Nationally ranked Indiana is who Nebraska plays next. Who would have thought we would have said that anytime in the last couple of years?
Oh, boy. Yeah. Kirk Cignetti has been the talk of college football. Yes. That's going to be a heck of an atmosphere. And a lot of Husker fans have come up to me. They're like, boy, that could be a tough game. And I'm like, duh. Indiana is for real. Curtis Rourke is a real quarterback. And, nationally ranked Indiana. It doesn't roll off the tongue real easily, does it?
No. You're kind of like, did I say that right? Did I read that right? Yeah, it's going to be fun. You're okay with 11 o'clock kicks, right? Get you done by 6 o'clock? That's all right.
It's the greatest thing in the world, because then you get to go home and watch football. You and I, we don't really get to watch games for about 11 hours. We're talking about games, and we see snippets of games. But to get to go home and sit in a lazy boy and get a big glass of iced tea and watch those games at night after the 11 a.m. game, it's just, it doesn't get any better than that.
Sounds like heaven to me. Coach, appreciate it. Great job with John Cook. That was a fun hour to listen to. Thanks for sticking around for a few minutes here. Enjoy the bye week, and we'll talk again next Saturday when the Huskers get ready to take on Indiana.
Thanks, Sharpie. Great visiting with you.
There he is, Matt Coatney with us. Hey, Woodhouse has been a trusted partner in your everyday since 1975. Shop for your next vehicle with the home team at Woodhouse and the official auto dealer of Nebraska Athletics. When we come back, Jessica, the big dog, Josh, we'll make our picks. Our Choices Treatment Center Big Ten Picks of the Week. That's coming up next.
From family road trips in a spacious SUV to heavy-duty hauling in a powerful truck, Woodhouse has the vehicle to fit your lifestyle. Purchasing a vehicle has never been easier thanks to our streamlined buying process. Browse a huge selection of new or pre-owned vehicles from top brands. View transparent pricing so you can find the vehicle that fits in your budget. And complete your purchase online. Shop when you want, where you want. It's the Woodhouse difference. Get started today at woodhouse.com.
Life doesn't come with guarantees, but working with Rob Seco comes pretty close. Our strategic investments in the seed we offer are designed to directly improve your bottom line. From full trait platforms, breeding and development, to field-by-field planning and seed-driven crop inputs, with Rob Seco, you have precisely what you need to improve plant performance and increase yield. Every farm, every crop, and every acre. Learn more at robseco.com.
On game day, every play counts. Now imagine having the same level of control in your field. Valley is where farming meets end zone efficiency. With AgSense remote irrigation technology, farmers become the MVPs of their fields. Real-time, play-by-play control means you're always ahead of the game. Score big with simplified irrigation technology from Valley, improving your life both on and off the field. Find your local Valley dealer at valleyirrigation.com.
Cyber threats are everywhere. When is the last time you stopped to think about how you're protecting your business from potential data breaches, phishing scams, or ransomware? It's time to make cybersecurity a priority for your business. At Hamilton, our unmatched expertise and cutting-edge technology goes beyond basic defense, providing proactive, tailored solutions that keep your data, network, and digital assets protected. Better protection, better cybersecurity with Hamilton. Visit our website at hamiltonisbusiness.com to learn more.
Here in Nebraska, we love our teachers. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska is teaming up with Husker Athletics to recognize teachers who help students live their best and healthiest lives. Visit huskers.com/touchdown for teachers today to tell us about your favorite Nebraska educator. Winning teachers get a school day visit from Herbie Husker and a VIP experience at the 2025 Husker football spring game, thanks to their biggest fans at Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska. Head to huskers.com/touchdown for teachers today.
Last season was a banner year for the Huskers, winning 5 Big Ten titles. Nebraska also finished in the top 25 in the Directors' Cup standings. Beardmore Subaru congratulates Husker Athletics and Nebraska student athletes for all their achievements and stands behind you again this season. Go Big Red! Beardmore Subaru in Bellevue has the all-new 2025 Subaru Forester, the same trusted SUV it's always been, only more so. Love begins with trust.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Out here, we raise stronger people, stronger crops, and we proudly raise our flag to that. Let the weather, pests, and pressures try to beat us down. We only keep growing up. With the next-gen genetics, the pure acre-for-acre know-how of these soils, and a deep pride of our roots, we are born to raise at Hogemeyer. Learn more at therightseed.com.
For generations, hardworking people have relied on Ford F-Series trucks, making them America's best-selling trucks 47 years straight. Introducing the new 2024 Ford F-150 and Ford Super Duty, the 2024 North American Truck of the Year. This is the next generation of Built Ford Tough.
Get a 2024 Ford Super Duty for 1.9% with Ford credit financing, or get $2,000 bonus cash only at your Midwest Ford dealers.
Life doesn't come with guarantees, but working with Rob Seco comes pretty close. Our strategic investments in the seed we offer are designed to directly improve your bottom line. From full trait platforms, breeding and development, to field-by-field planning and seed-driven crop inputs, with Rob Seco, you have precisely what you need to improve plant performance and increase yield. Every farm, every crop, and every acre. Learn more at robseco.com.
Here in Nebraska, we love our teachers. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska is teaming up with Husker Athletics to recognize teachers who help students live their best and healthiest lives. Visit huskers.com/touchdown for teachers today to tell us about your favorite Nebraska educator. Winning teachers get a school day visit from Herbie Husker and a VIP experience at the 2025 Husker football spring game, thanks to their biggest fans at Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska. Head to huskers.com/touchdown for teachers today.
Imagine a world where your office IT runs smoothly, securely, and effortlessly. A day where you aren't worried about the next outage or password compromise. At Hamilton, we take care of everything from monitoring and maintenance to security and support. We partner with your business to design integrated technology solutions that fit your needs now and your goals for the future. With on-site and remote IT support options, we're always just a call or click away. Elevate your IT with Hamilton Managed IT. Hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
If you've been looking for a reason to fill up your car with unleaded 88, how about this? Unleaded 88
can help you save big at the pump.
And save the planet by cutting greenhouse gas emissions.
Any car 2001 or newer is approved to use unleaded 88. Speaking of good, it's made from corn, which is great for farmers.
As I was saying, if you need a reason to choose unleaded 88, there you have them. Unleaded 88. Engine smart, earth kind. Visit chooseunleaded88.com to learn more.
Come back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Akrs. They are the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Akrs solutions for every field. Oh boy, looking forward to the pick segment. We do this every week as we make our way through the college football season, and everybody I'm sure is anxious to enjoy bye week, right? It's kind of coming at a good time, huh, Jess?
Yes, I think so. Absolutely. Despite, I felt like they feel pretty good, especially when we had Terrence Knighton on last week. Yeah. He said that their bodies are holding up, but I think it's a good time. Talking with the players, seem like they're ready for it. They're going to get some work in this week, and then I get a couple days off and get back in for a tough stretch ahead for the back half of the Big Ten season.
How'd you handle bye weeks in your playing days?
The mid-season bye is perfect. Like, it really is perfect. And the thing I love most is it allows you to go back and self-scout, watch some tape from early in the year, and really self-reflect on, okay, what do I need to work on? What's on tape now that other defenses are going to try and attack me with? And then also just getting your body back. I love just to hang out, get to watch college football. You never get to watch it when you're a player, right? To sit down and talk about a treat of a slate of games, to have a bye week on. This is primo time to sit down on the couch, kick your feet up, and watch some other guys bang heads.
No doubt. All right, it is time for our Choices Treatment Center picks of the week. Let's review last week, a really interesting week and a missed opportunity week for a lot of us. There was a lot of chances for us to pick up some games that we just kind of fumbled them through. We'll start Michigan at Washington. Jess, you, Jeremiah, and I got that right with Washington. Josh and the students win Michigan. Michigan doesn't look very good right now, guys. That's a football team with some faults.
Sharon Moore has got to be scratching his head. I mean, that Washington team is a shell of what it was last year. I mean, not even close. And that game was so good last year, and you could see the emotion that it meant for Washington to avenge that loss from last year. But until Michigan figures out a quarterback, they are going to continue to struggle.
Yeah, that's probably not their last loss of the year. So good for Jeremiah, Greg, and Jess. USC at Minnesota, kind of controversial 4th and goal overturn of a replay gives the Gophers the win. None of us saw that coming. We all had USC.
I saw a tweet that's an Oklahoma fan said he vowed to buy a T-shirt from every team that beats Lincoln Riley and USC, and so now he's got a long list of them, and he just bought Minnesota. But, you know, Searles had talked about it last week, thought it could be a bad matchup for USC, and with the physicality and how big Minnesota is, and USC and Lincoln Riley teams sometimes struggle with that, and so, yeah, it was a heck of a game.
The antidote of confidence just did it in for them. That capsule of Sprite that PJ Fleck gave them all, man. Maybe we should all start taking them.
The magic formula. Texas A&M and Missouri. Jeremiah, you, the students, and myself all had the Aggies. They roll the Tigers. A&M at home is they're making themselves kind of getting that playoff talk with that win over Missouri. Missouri got slapped around in that game.
Did I take Missouri?
You did.
I thought I took Texas A&M.
No, we goaded you into that one.
Okay.
So, yeah, you did get the next one right, SMU Louisville. SMU wins on the road. You got that right along with Jeremiah. The rest of us went down in flames with Louisville. Good job on that one.
Oh, thanks. Appreciate it.
That was a great game. That was a phenomenal game to watch.
Ole Miss at South Carolina. We all went with the Reds. They win on the road against the Gamecocks. Here's where we all fumbled the ball. I think we kind of knew Oklahoma State's a bit of a mess right now, but we didn't have the courage to take West Virginia, so we all missed. The Mountaineers not only win, they embarrassed them on their home field.
Yeah, Oklahoma State's got some major problems. And going into the season thinking that they had a shot at maybe winning the Big 12, and no, this is their path with Oklahoma and Texas gone to maybe compete for a Big 12 title. But man, they just the wheels have come off, and they look horrible offensively, just awful.
They do.
Just like we thought, Iowa playing West Virginia for maybe a top spot in the Big 12.
Iowa State, yeah.
Iowa State playing West Virginia this week.
Kansas at Arizona State. Jess went out on that limb with the Jayhawks. This was a back-and-forth game, but the Sun Devils get it done. And so they keep Kansas as rocky. You're going Kansas at 1-5 on the year.
I thought I had that one too, and it was like a last 2 minutes,
the
last
lead
minute.
changed hands like 4 times.
Yeah,
in the fourth
I was
quarter.
like, oh, I got it, and then nope, did not.
Texas Tech at Arizona, another wild game. Arizona had the lead early in the fourth quarter, but the Red Raiders rally and win in Tucson. None of us saw that coming. We go 0-5 on that pick. We go 0-5 on the Friday game with Syracuse winning over UNLV. So there's back-to-back games. None of us got it right.
Wow, yeah, and that was a little bit of a crazy scenario with the UNLV quarterback, but still thought maybe they had enough firepower to get it done. But you picked a lot of games last week with some teams that we still don't know what the heck's going on, and we're midway through the season, and it just seems like a different team, like Texas Tech. Which team's going to show up? So there's a lot of kind of dicey picks last week.
Navy, Air Force. We all got this one right. We went Navy. They win pretty easily. Air Force really struggling on the year. Our Husker question, do the Huskers force a turnover? Everybody but me got this one right. We did. We forced 2 Rutgers turnovers. Rutgers had gone into that game only having turned the ball over twice in their first 4 games of the year, but the Huskers got 2 turnovers, and so 4 of the 5 got that one right. So for the week, we have a new weekly winner. Big Dog, 7-4 in the week.
Finally!
I did it.
Well done. Myself, Jess, students 5 and 6. Josh, you got to get it going here. 4 and 7, Josh.
Yep. Nope, that was bad. Not a good week. Got to bounce back.
Students still have the lead, 46 and 20. Lead is 2 over Jess and myself. We're tied for second. Josh is at 41 and 25. Jeremiah 40 and 26. But the great comeback story might be on its way.
Coming back.
We'll see.
It's coming.
All right, let's get into this week's Choices Treatment Center picks. We'll start with Washington at Iowa. Hawkeyes back home, had a bye week last week. Washington coming off of the victory over Michigan, and I think they're going to ride that wave of momentum and go into Kinnick and win. Give me the Huskies in a bit of an upset of the road on Saturday.
I'm with you. I think that they found something, and they've got a pretty solid defense. Despite everyone talking about Iowa's defense, Washington's defense looks all right. They can put up the points. So I think they're going to figure out a way to win this one on the road. So I got the Huskies.
This is going to sound like throw up coming out of my mouth, but I think we're in for a letdown. I think last week was such a big win for the Huskies and beating Michigan that they're in for a little bit of a hangover. It's Newton's Law. What comes up must come down. Kinnick is a tough place to play. I think Iowa gets
Unless
it
you're
done.
Iowa State.
Unless you're Iowa State. I think Iowa gets it done this week.
I'm going to side with Jeremiah on this one. I think Iowa gets it done. They find a way to win a close game. So yeah, not so fast with Washington.
All right, and I don't know that I've got the students' picks. Let me see here.
I think David said he sent them to you, but if you don't, I have
I
them
do
too.
not have from David. So if you've got them, if you just want to relay them to us,
Absolutely.
you can skip the step
so
here.
He's got Washington in this one.
Okay. All right. I love it when we're kind of split and diced up. This is the week of the road favorites, and we start kind of jumping into this in just a pick or two from here, but we'll go Wisconsin at Rutgers. Jessica, we just saw the Scarlet Knights. The Badgers last week played Purdue, who we had played the week before. They're kind of following our schedule a little bit. Rutgers a 2.5-point favorite.
I've got Rutgers. I think they bounce back at home, and I still don't know a lot of, just not confident in Wisconsin, but I think Rutgers gets a bounce back win.
After seeing the Braylon Allen tweet of he's ready to spill the tea of what was going on in Wisconsin last year when he was there after the collapse against USC, I'm with you, Jess. Scarlet Knights all the way.
Yeah, I think that the Wisconsin win last week says more about Purdue than the Badgers. It might give them a little bit of confidence, Wisconsin a little bit of confidence, but I think Rutgers bounces back and gets the win. And then the students go with Wisconsin, so they're going the other way.
When your head coach is saying we're a bad team, it's bad.
Yeah.
Who did Rutgers play last week?
Us.
Yeah. It's hard to play us and then go play anybody. We beat you up. We knock you around. We kick you in the teeth. Wisconsin coming off of a big win. Go Badgers. They win on the road against Wisconsin.
Jump around. Jump around.
There you go. All right, here comes the road favorites. Penn State favored by 5.5 at SC. Jeremiah, how do you see this one?
I like the Nittany Lions in here. I think SC has been beat up a little bit playing Wisconsin. They play Minnesota. They're going, man, these Big Ten boys, they ain't playing around. This is Big Ten football. Nittany Lions are going to roll.
Yeah, USC has done a lot the last couple of weeks for me to lose faith in them. I don't think Penn State's good enough to end up in the top 5 at the end of the season, but I do think that they're a solid team and they'll win this one. And then the students go with Penn State too.
James Franklin is whining all week about, we got a bus to Harrisburg to fly out of here because our runway in State College is too small. We can't get the plane off the ground. We're going to go out a day early. We're just kind of soft, little Nittany Lions. I've not really been overly impressed by them, to be honest with you, throughout the year. I think SC bounces back. Hold serve at home. Give me the Trojans.
You can swim upstream on that one. You know I am not picking against Penn State.
All right, very good. Well, let's continue on the big one. Josh, you get to sound off on this one first. Ohio State favored by 3 on the road, number 2 against number 3. What do you think?
Yeah, this one was kind of a coin toss for me. Oregon, they started off the season in rough shape, but they've been playing better of late. They're at home. I think they find a way to get the win, but man, this one wouldn't surprise me either way. And to prove that point, the students go Ohio State in this one.
Yeah, Dylan Gabriel, Jess has kind of been on this train most of the season about he's a little bit overrated. I saw him throw 2 red zone picks a couple of weeks ago in a game that they could, against Michigan State, I think it was. They can overcome that. You can't do that against the Buckeyes. I think Ohio State is locked in. They have pointed at this game for months. I think Ohio State goes on the road and gives them just their second home loss in their last 36 home games. Give me OSU.
I got Ohio State too. You for that exact point, I was going to say I'm just not a believer in Dylan Gabriel. They go Ohio State. It's just on a different mission this year. So give me the Buckeyes.
Ohio State is locked, loaded. Will Howard starting to hit his stride there. Oregon, I cannot get the game of Idaho and the game of Boise out of my brain to think that that's still in there. I know they're coming off the bye week, but Ohio State's just too good.
All right. How about the students?
They said Ohio State.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, Josh, I'm going to ask you about the students next. Minnesota on the road at UCLA. The Gophers coming off that huge win over USC. They're favored by 5 on the road. What do the students think of that one?
Students go with Minnesota with this one.
Okay. Gophers on the road. I think UCLA has shown me a little something. I think they're getting better. Played pretty well for about a half at LSU. Ended up losing by a couple of scores. Played really well the entire game against Penn State last week. I think they get their first Big Ten win on Saturday in the Rose Bowl. Give me UCLA to beat the Gophers.
Okay. I kind of went back and forth on this one because I am with you, but maybe they have some leftover capsules from last week, so I'm going to go with the Gophers.
We're gonna ride that out all year, aren't we?
Oh, are you kidding me? I'm going to ride that for a decade. I think, Greg, I agree with you. UCLA has shown more. They're getting better. I just worry again about these Pac-12 schools joining the Big Ten and being able to week in, week out basis stand up to the physicality. And Minnesota's riding high after that week last week. I like Goldie in this one.
Oh, boy, I'm the only one. Man, a couple games I'm the only one going upstream. I like it.
Love it.
All right, let's move on to Ole Miss at LSU. Ole Miss favored by 3.5. LSU had a bye week last week. I think LSU at home is ready to stand up and fight a little bit. I think the Tigers win, even though they're a home dog, which has got to be really rare for LSU. Give me the home team, LSU.
What time's this game?
Good question.
Because I was told you never pick against LSU at night. But I don't care. I'm going to go with Ole Miss. I think they figured some stuff out last week at South Carolina, bouncing back off the loss, and so I've got the Rebels. I still don't know about. I have not been that super impressed with LSU.
I'm with you. It is a night game.
6:30, Death Valley. Give me Ole Miss. I want Ole Miss. I think that Jackson Dart and that crew, they look good. They look physical. They're going to be hungry. John Garrison's the O-line coach, my guy. Can't pick. Go Rebs.
Okay.
Oh wow, yeah. No, this is another toss-up, and I'm actually going with the philosophy you brought up there, Jess, of you can't pick against LSU at night at home. So yeah, I'm going with the home team here. Give me LSU.
You threw that out there, and you still went Ole Miss.
I did. Remember when my dad told me that, and I didn't listen, and I got, so he's told me that twice now, and I haven't listened to him, and I haven't learned my lesson, but I'm still going to go against his advice and go with Ole Miss.
Students are the tiebreaker here.
They go Ole Miss with this one. So
okay.
The road team.
All right, now we move on to back to the Big 12. Iowa State, the aforementioned Cyclones, favored on the road at West Virginia, who just thumped the Cowboys. Is this you or Jeremiah?
I think it's me.
It's me.
Oh, it's you?
Go for it, Jess. Have at it.
I did. I picked Ole Miss first, so it is you.
Yeah, this one was the hardest game of the week for me to pick. These two teams are very similar. Mm-hmm. They like to throw it around. They're kind of high flying. I like Iowa State in this one over West Virginia.
Yeah, Iowa State has just been kind of a hard-nosed football team. They've been finding ways to win games, and I think they'll play enough defense to win this one. I'm going to go with the Cyclones as well, and then the students are with Iowa State too.
My goodness, take me home, country road.
What is up with you today, Greg?
I love it, Greg.
You've totally gone off the beaten path on these picks.
I think we're in for one of those Saturdays where it's just you're like, whoa, what just happened?
You know what? I'll go with you, Greg, because West Virginia at home, I was a little iffy on them. I picked them against Kansas. They ended up winning, but they convinced me last week against Oklahoma State at home. I think they're going to have some momentum, and I got the Mountaineers.
Okay. Josh, Kansas State, a road favorite at Colorado. That line's coming down, though. It's sort of like at 6, it's down to 4. How about that matchup?
Yeah, well, I just have a gut feeling that the Buffaloes are going to get it done. I don't know why they've been playing, obviously, a lot better since we rocked their world a few weeks ago. So, yeah, give me Colorado. It's just a gut feeling. I think they're going to get it done at home. And the students are on board with that. They think the Buffs win.
Ah, come on. This is the kind of team that just gives Colorado fits. Physical team. They're going to get up there, keep the football away from them. They got good enough athletes on defense to kind of contain some of those guys. The Wildcats coming off a bye go on the road and get a win.
The only thing is that Kansas State has not been very good against defending the pass, right? And obviously Colorado's good at that. But I'm with you. I think Kansas State learned their lesson going to BYU. They looked impressive last week, so I've got Kansas State too.
All right, tiebreaker.
Never see you, Kansas State.
Okay. All right. Not a lot of thought, just venom coming out
never
of the mouth
see
right
you.
there.
Pick with your heart.
All right. Northwestern at Maryland. This is the Friday game. The Terps favored by 10.5. Northwestern played okay for a while against Indiana. Josh, what do the students have for this one?
They go with Maryland with this one.
Okay. I do as well. I don't know. Not sure this is even that really close of a game.
Maryland.
You have to be Maryland, but Northwestern will probably find a way to keep it close because it's just what they do.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I don't think, or I could very easily see this game being 3 or 7 points, but I think Maryland wins.
Okay. Jess, I'm going to let you pick the first and the last one. This is you, the only one of us that have been to the Red River rivalry. OU at Texas.
I've got Texas. Hook 'em on this one. Oklahoma's offense is just not good. As good as they are defensively. This game is crazy, though. I mean, this has been a game where whoever's supposed to win a lot of times doesn't win, and it can be absolutely bonkers. It's a 2:30 kick. It's usually 11. So just kind of a weird game where you never know, and wild things certainly happen. But I still think Texas, just on paper, they just have way more talent. Oklahoma cannot score. So I've got Texas.
On paper, on film, however you want to cut it, Texas is one of the, if not the best football team in the country right now. They are rolling. They had their backup quarterback come in, who Heisman favorite somehow all of a sudden too. It's like he's the backup. But I think Oklahoma, you nailed it, Jess. Their O-line is not very good. They can't establish the run. They're really struggling to find an identity on offense. I think Texas has this one for the Red River.
Yeah, and the only wild card in this is that it's this game. Otherwise, this matchup, it's 100% Texas. But, there's usually some wild swings of momentum. I still have to go with the Longhorns, though, and so do the students.
Poor Oklahoma, nothing going their way. Nobody gives them a chance. This is where they like to lay in the weeds, but no way. Texas wins this thing. Did anybody see SEC shorts this week after the bad week for the Bamas and them last week? Then the kid came in hosting a pizza party, and it was the Texas guy because they had the off week, and the room is on fire, and he goes, "We are so tired of carrying every conference we have to go into." So Texas, I think, wins pretty handily in this game.
I told you guys the Auburn game might be the last time I pick Oklahoma all year. They have a tough row ahead with their schedule. So
how's that playing down there?
Not well.
Yeah.
My dad says listening to sports talk radio down there is pretty entertaining.
I bet. Enjoy your off Saturday.
Yes.
Jeremiah, enjoy watching games.
Absolutely.
He's going to be at a wedding.
Yeah, I'll be in New York. I'm going to watch. I got Bengals Giants playing Sunday Night Football, so 2 clients facing off there. And then Adrian got bumped up to the active roster last week, so I'm going to go watch him Monday night for Jets Giants, a couple of my other old teams. So excited. I have a big weekend of football ahead of me.
Very good. Enjoy yourself there. Hey, this has been our Choices Treatment Center pick segment. Choices Treatment Center. If you or someone you know is struggling with problem gambling, free treatment is available in Nebraska. Call Choices 24-hour helpline at 402-476-2300 for more information. They've got offices in Lincoln and Columbus. I'm going to give you an update on the chat room's picks through 6 weeks of the season. We'll do that coming up in the next segment.
From family road trips in a spacious SUV to heavy-duty hauling in a powerful truck, Woodhouse has the vehicle to fit your lifestyle. Purchasing a vehicle has never been easier thanks to our streamlined buying process. Browse a huge selection of new or pre-owned vehicles from top brands. View transparent pricing so you can find the vehicle that fits in your budget. And complete your purchase online. Shop when you want, where you want. It's the Woodhouse difference. Get started today at woodhouse.com.
Out here, we raise stronger people, stronger crops, and we proudly raise our flag to that. Let the weather, pests, and pressures try to beat us down. We only keep growing up. With the next-gen genetics, the pure acre-for-acre know-how of these soils, and a deep pride of our roots, we are born to raise at Hogemeyer. Learn more at therightseed.com.
What does it mean to be locally owned and operated? For Cenex, it means everything. It means that we know if you take your coffee to go or if you like to stay a while. It means we've helped Little Leagues get jerseys and local festivals get funding. It means we know what our communities need. So you'll always leave Cenex with a full tank, full of snacks, or full of smiles. Or all of the above. And that means the world to us. Cenex, powered locally.
It's time for some Nebraska farm facts. Want to know a fast way to rev up our Nebraska economy while helping the planet? It's right in your tank. When you fill up with clean soy-based biodiesel, you're increasing Nebraska biodiesel production while reducing greenhouse gases by up to 74%. So look for biodiesel where you fill up. It benefits our air, our economy, and our farmers. This message is brought to you by Nebraska soybean farmers, growing opportunity from the ground up.
Life doesn't come with guarantees, but working with Rob Seco comes pretty close. Our strategic investments in the seed we offer are designed to directly improve your bottom line. From full trait platforms, breeding and development, to field-by-field planning and seed-driven crop inputs, with Rob Seco, you have precisely what you need to improve plant performance and increase yield. Every farm, every crop, and every acre. Learn more at robseco.com.
Husker fans, visit a participating AGCO dealer now until November 1st and enter for a chance to win a pair of tickets and pregame hospitality passes to the Nebraska versus Wisconsin football game on November 23rd in Lincoln. See your True Turf and Ag locations in Osmond, Columbus, and Falls City, Osceola Implement, and Kearney Equipment to enter for your chance to win this season.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Dear Truckin' Awesome. Want more horsepower in the stable? The Tundra iForce Max is the most powerful Tundra ever. With its electrifying twin-turbo V6, you got everything you need. Saddle up the Tacoma TRD Pro. Its segment-first performance seats are designed to smooth out the shocks when the ride gets bumpy. The Toyota 4Runner is part mean streak, part wild side, and an all-around icon. Check out that signature power rear window, will ya? Yes, sir, Toyota trucks. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
See your Omaha Metro and Lincoln Toyota dealers. Corwin Toyota of Bellevue, Village Point Toyota of Omaha, Baxter Toyota of La Vista, or Baxter Toyota of Lincoln.
Looking for the ultimate sports watching experience? Head to Smash Park in La Vista, home of Husker Hangouts, Omaha's official watch parties. Your go-to spot for epic game day deals, delicious bites, and unbeatable fun. Catch every moment on massive screens. Challenge friends to pickleball, axe throwing, and other games. Smash Park is where the action happens, whether you're cheering on the Huskers or just enjoying the atmosphere. Smash Park. Visit us today and turn your game day into a game night. Smash Park. Play, drink, eat.
Noddle Companies proudly supports the Huskers Radio Network. As a full-service leader in commercial real estate, we create thriving communities. Discover what's new in the Builders District in North Downtown, Noddle Hospitality's latest venture in Aksarben Village, and the contemporary living of row house townhomes on Leavenworth. We're welcoming world-class concepts from men's fashion and great eats to gorgeous homes and green spaces, all professionally managed by Noddle Services. These are the Noddle Companies, building a better Nebraska. For more information, check us out on Facebook and Instagram.
Dear Truckin' Awesome. Want more horsepower in the stable? The Tundra iForce Max is the most powerful Tundra ever. With its electrifying twin-turbo V6, you got everything you need. Saddle up the Tacoma TRD Pro. Its segment-first performance seats are designed to smooth out the shocks when the ride gets bumpy. The Toyota 4Runner is part mean streak, part wild side, and an all-around icon. Check out that signature power rear window, will ya? Yes, sir, Toyota trucks. Find yours at toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
See your Omaha Metro and Lincoln Toyota dealers. Corwin Toyota of Bellevue, Village Point Toyota of Omaha, Baxter Toyota of La Vista, or Baxter Toyota of Lincoln.
Back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Akrs. They are the Midwest's premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Akrs solutions for every field. Mentioned going into the break that we would update the chat. Ethan was our weekly winner. Good job, Ethan. 7-3 in his 10 games last week. Joseph, though, leads overall 50-17, has a 1-game lead on Shane, Korn, Andy, Sandy, all at 46-21. So they are 4 back. Crypto is 5 back. Mike is 6 back, along with Justin. Dryce is 7 back, along with Ethan. So Ethan, a 7-3 week. You caught up a little bit there, Ethan. Good job. Good luck for the picks all this week. We obviously went a little long, just a little long in the pick segment last, so we're going to have to get right back to another break. But first, time to tell you that Woodhouse has been a trusted partner in your everyday since 1975. Shop for the next vehicle with the home team at Woodhouse, the official auto dealer of Nebraska Athletics. We'll update the baseball scores and the Huskers soccer match going on in Piscataway against Rutgers. We'll do that next.
Husker fans, visit a participating AGCO dealer now until November 1st and enter for a chance to win a pair of tickets and pregame hospitality passes to the Nebraska versus Wisconsin football game on November 23rd in Lincoln. See your True Turf and Ag locations in Osmond, Columbus, and Falls City, Osceola Implement, and Kearney Equipment to enter for your chance to win this season.
For generations, hardworking people have relied on Ford F-Series trucks, making them America's best-selling trucks 47 years straight. Introducing the new 2024 Ford F-150 and Ford Super Duty, the 2024 North American Truck of the Year. This is the next generation of Built Ford Tough.
Get a 2024 Ford Super Duty for 1.9% with Ford Credit Financing, or get $2,000 bonus cash only at your Midwest Ford dealers.
When you're in the stands and have the ability to control your irrigation in the field, it's a game-changing moment. Valley is where farming meets end zone efficiency. With AgSense remote irrigation technology, farmers become the MVPs of their fields. Experience real-time, play-by-play action and control that keeps you ahead. Score big with irrigation technology from Valley. It's technology that improves your life and lets you be at the game and in the game. Find your local Valley dealer at valleyirrigation.com.
You expect your home to protect everything you love, but you don't expect the ways water is breaking down your crawl space and damaging your home. Musty smells, sagging floors, mold are just a few signs your crawl space is compromised. But there's one way to get answers to all your concerns. A free home inspection from Groundworks. We put water back in its place. Get your free inspection at groundworks.com. License number C142293.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Some days you hit snooze, but not today. Today you have to go on a run to get burgers for the tailgate. You've got to haul something heavy, a cooler stocked with Bud Light. When you've got beer and football, nothing is hard until the other team scores. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus. Copyright 2024 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Husker fans, visit a participating AGCO dealer now until November 1st and enter for a chance to win a pair of tickets and pregame hospitality passes to the Nebraska versus Wisconsin football game on November 23rd in Lincoln. See your True Turf and Ag locations in Osmond, Columbus, and Falls City, Osceola Implement, and Kearney Equipment to enter for your chance to win this season.
Final few minutes of our Thursday Sports Nightly show. Let's update soccer. Huskers had a great first half, led 2-1 on Rutgers. But in the first 8 minutes of the second half, the Scarlet Knights had scored twice. They now lead 3-2. Still a long way to go in that match, but now the Huskers trail for the first time in that match tonight. Baseball, the Guardians need a win. It's an elimination game. They're up 4-3 going to the ninth, so they're 3 outs away from sending that series back to Cleveland on Saturday for Game 5. The Yankees trying to finish off the Royals tonight, lead 1-0 going to the fourth in Kansas City. The Royals need a win to force a Game 5. There will be a Game 5 in the National League as the Dodgers and Padres will play tomorrow. So there will be playoff baseball tomorrow. That's kind of nice. Will there be Saturday? Well, it depends on the outcomes of these Guardians and Royals games. But again, Cleveland needs 3 outs. They would force then a Game 5. All right, tomorrow night, quick show, less than 30 minutes. We're on from 6 to 6:30, getting you revved up for Husker Volleyball as they get set to take on the Purdue Boilermakers. We'll hand it off to JB and Lauren Cook-West at 6:30 tomorrow night. So I'll update you on all the day's headlines tomorrow on the program. Going to give Jess the night off because it's only about a 25-minute show or so. So no reason for both of us to be there, but I'm going to take the baton for tomorrow night's show. How much fun was it hearing from Coach Cook tonight? It's been a couple of weeks since we've had him on. Great show. Thanks to Matt Coatney for jumping in there. JB was busy. Lauren was also tied up with some things as well. But Matt Coatney is like our jack of all trades. We can kind of plug him into about anything, and he pulls it off with great class, great muster, and so well done having Coat in there tonight. Well, enjoy the rest of your night. Let's see if that soccer team can turn it around in the last 30-plus minutes of that match on the road at Piscataway. Nebraska needs a couple of wins coming down the stretch if they want to make the postseason league tournament. They're still not out of it, but they need some wins. They got a tie at Wisconsin Sunday where they gave up the equalizer in the last minute of the match. Here, led 2-1 at half and have given up a couple early second-half goals, but Nebraska's still getting a lot of threats on net. Hopefully they can do that as well. Thanks to Camden for steering the ship for us tonight. Enjoy the rest of your night. Back with you for a short show tomorrow night here on Sports Nightly. Good night.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Last season was a banner year for the Huskers, winning 5 Big Ten titles. Nebraska also finished in the top 25 in the Directors' Cup standings. Beardmore Subaru congratulates Husker Athletics and Nebraska student athletes for all their achievements and stands behind you again this season. Go Big Red!
Beardmore Subaru in Bellevue has the all-new 2025 Subaru Forester. The same trusted SUV it's always been, only more so. Love begins with trust.
It's time again for some Nebraska Farm Facts. For Nebraska soybean farmers, sustainability is a way of life. 97% of farms are family-owned, and 95% are participating in conservation programs and using sustainable practices. And they have significant sustainability goals by 2025. 10% more energy efficiency, 10% less land, and 25% less soil erosion. This message is brought to you by Nebraska soybean farmers, growing opportunity from the ground up.
From family road trips in a spacious SUV to heavy-duty hauling in a powerful truck, Woodhouse has the vehicle to fit your lifestyle. Purchasing a vehicle has never been easier thanks to our streamlined buying process. Browse a huge selection of new or pre-owned vehicles from top brands. View transparent pricing so you can find the vehicle that fits in your budget. And complete your purchase online. Shop when you want, where you want. It's the Woodhouse difference. Get started today at woodhouse.com.
Preparation is the key to success on game day. And like your favorite Huskers on the field, you need to be ready right from the opening kickoff. Cenex has your pre-game routine covered. We've got your salty snacks, your sweet treats, ice-cold beverages to wash them down, and fresh tanks of propane to